What's up, Fisher Fanatics? So I want to do an update on the fry that we had drop. And I know I showed them a couple days ago or like a week ago or something like that, but I haven't really been down here to record them. By the time you see this, it's probably going to be close to almost 2 weeks since we put the first batch in, and another week or thereabouts since we put the second batch in. But I want to show you the differences now that you can see them a little bit better. When I first recorded the video and I was showing everybody, I'm showing all you guys what they look like, the difference between Molly Fry and Swordtails, or at least the koi Swordtails, you really couldn't tell the difference. I mean, you could see that the Swordtails were a little bit darker, and the heads were like a darker color, but it wasn't really showing up very well on the video. So this is one of the newer ones, and as you can see, this is only after a week. You can definitely see the difference. It's a clear, distinct orange, and there's definitely black. They're already starting to color up. Now this is only after a week, okay? They color up really, really fast. And there's another one. This is one of the older ones. This is 2 weeks. And you can see how big he already is and how much color is already in him. This is what they look like week by week. I mean, there's the other one right there. That's the other 2 weeker, and a 1 week in comparison. You can see the difference in size. How much difference a week makes, side-by-side comparison. But there's probably 6 or 7 of the koi Swordtail babies in here, plus we got these guys still. And they all tend to kind of hang out together. But you can see there's the Molly Fry, which this is Molly Fry. And there's quite a few of them. So the mystery is officially over. We do have Molly Fry. There's going to be some silver lyre tails, and there's going to be some darker mollies as well, because they are not guaranteed to breed 100% true, just for the simple fact that they've kind of, you know, the lines have been a little muddied over the years, trying to get the perfect breed of silver lyre tails. But you're going to see about 70% of these guys will turn into lyre tails, and the rest of them are just going to be either regular silver mollies, or they're going to end up being like a kind of like a Dalmatian molly almost. But you can see again, there's one of the newer ones just kind of swimming around, and you can see the difference in color. I mean, it's very, very obvious now. There's another one in the back. Which ones are the Swordtails and which ones are not? There's a couple more there. So I mean, it's pretty cool to see them advance and to know the difference in what you have. If you've had fry before, you can usually tell once they're about a week old what type of fry you're going to have, simply by what they do, what kind of color they get, how they grow, what their size is, things like that. And after after these guys were initially born, the koi Swordtails, you could tell that they were koi Swordtails, but at the same time, it didn't show up real well because it wasn't very clear. The heads they're not bright orange, they're just a very dull orange. But once they get a week old, you can see these guys pop. Their heads are completely orange, and they start getting the black on the body. And again, this is the same thing for the mollies. When they were born, they were a little bit darker, but as they get older, they lighten up really quick, and they stay one solid color. Now, had these been the platies, they would have been a dark color when they're born, and they would have gone the opposite direction. They would have gotten darker. So because these guys got lighter, it's an indication that they're going to be Molly Fry. And these would be the silver lyre tails that we have. So there's probably 20 or so Molly Fry in here. And again, we've got the 2 older kois, and then we've got probably 6 or 7 of the newborns that are a week old. And of course, we still got our trumpet snails. But that's just a little quick anatomy lesson, I guess you could say. We won't be able to sex any of these for quite some time. The Swordtails don't usually sex out until they're about a month and a half old. And same kind of holds true for the mollies. They're usually between a month to a month and a half. You can start to sex them out and see what they're going to be. Just simply by their anal fin, which is the back fin underneath on the belly. Also, with the kois, the Swordtails, only the males will get this long sword on the back of them, on their tail fin. These are females, they're flush, and then you can see that long protruding sword off of the male. That's how you know it's a male versus a female. It's very distinct, and that's the difference between male and female swordtails, which is why they're called swordtails, because they have that beautiful tail that comes off the back of them. The females will not get that. The males do. We have 2 males and 4 females, so we do have a lot of fry that are going to come out of this tank. We've already had 2 batches. We had 6 drop the first time. Sadly, only 2 of them made it. We had 6 or 7 more drop. We saved them completely, separated them out. And once these guys get bigger, they'll go back in here. But you can also tell by the anal fin on these guys as well. The male will have a very straight anal fin. It's not going to be anything but like a straight, it'll actually look like a fan. There's going to be straight lines that are going to stick out, and there's spaces in between it. The females will all be connected, and it's going to be an actual fin. It'll look like a fan. So the difference between males and females, again, the males have the separated fins on their back, so you're going to see them wide out, and they're going to be long and extend past, out past the back, not past the tail, but past their belly. And the females are just going to have a very closed and round, almost clamshell-like fin, very similar to the tail fin. It's going to be just kind of round and closed off, whereas the males are going to be straighter and they'll be wide open. You'll notice that there's going to be like lines that are coming off from underneath of it. And the males tend to keep it more clutched to their body, whereas the females tend to fan out a little bit more as well. So it's pretty easy to tell normally. Anyways, just a quick anatomy lesson again. I thought it was pretty cool to show you guys the differences, and I figured I'd use this as a teaching experience for you guys. If you're newer to the hobby, it's something to look out for, and that way you can know what to expect. Also, the difference between the male and the females that holds true on virtually all live bears. If you look at that tail fin, or not the tail fin, but the anal fin, which is the back fin under the belly, and you see a little fan, it's a female. If it's not a fan and it's more lines and they stick out, that's going to be a male. So now you can tell the difference. If you go to the pet store and you're like, I want a male of this and a female of this, and I want to make sure they're male and female, the shopkeeper or whoever's getting your fish for you may not know the difference. I hope the shopkeeper does, but whoever's getting them for you may not know the difference. You need to be educated when you go in there if you're trying to have a male and a female, so you can guarantee you get them. Because they'll say, yeah, sure, here's a male and a female. And you'll end up with 2 males or 2 females because they have no idea. Let me zoom back out here. But that's definitely one thing. And again, this is kind of a growth chart, so you can see the difference 1 week to 2 weeks, how much of a difference it makes, how fast they grow. Or I don't know if it's a he or she, but these 2 will be ready to go back into the main tank. The other one's kind of back there. These 2 will be ready to go back into the main tank in probably a month. After about a month, they'll be big enough where they can go into this tank, and we can add them to the community that's going on over here and get community breeding going on over here as well. So the goal is to have quite a few of these. We do want to bring these up to auctions, and we do want to bring these out to the fish swaps to sell these out. And I know that there are some people that were interested also on here. If you guys do want any of the fish that we have, I can figure out a way to set it up for you guys. We are just, again, getting started into the breeding. Just obviously there's not a whole lot going on. It takes them about a month and a half to grow out before they're really, sexable, and then about another month after that before they're ready to be sold. So it's about 2.5 months before you can sell them, sometimes even 3. Just let us know and we can work something out. We're more than happy to. We do have a ton of Molly fry as well. These guys don't take very long. There's more Molly fry upstairs. They're only about 2 months old tops, and they're already over 1 inch long, so they're ready to go. But if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, let me know in the box below. I'm going to cut this a little shorter because it's almost a lengthy video. If you need anything, let me know in the comments below as well. If any questions, seriously, I'll do my best to answer them for you. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. Let's get this out to more people so they can be educated. The happier the person is when they get their fish, the more likely they are to stay in the hobby and create wonderful things. As always, guys, happy fish keeping.